Hello everyone, welcome back to Clusterbmilkshake. I'm your host, along with support puppet Mr. Chicken. Yes. Today I want to go over a book called Combating Cult Mind Control by Steven Hassen. He's America's leading cult expert, and he helps people deprogram when they come out of the cult environment. Now, I wanted to read this book because I also wanted to know the similarities between narcissistic relationships, narcissistic psychopathic relationships, and the cult lifestyle. Indoctrination. And as I'm reading it, I highlighted a whole lot of stuff that I want to bring to you, but it really pisses me off because having narcissistic personality disorder is a mental health issue. It is a mental illness, and it makes, people who are suffering from the disorder that they are these cult type leaders who actually know what they're doing. When you read about cults, they look back at other leaders throughout time and how they were able to fuck with the public, get you under, their mind control. Okay? Anyways, so it was pissing me off, but I was just like, holy shit. And a lot of times the way that a narcissistic person also behaves is because they grew up in the family cult. Okay, so we're learning things generation from generation. Also, we do know how to read when we become an adult. So we could also tune up our skills if we're just, sleepwalking through life, and then we'll read these things and be like, oh, okay, I do that already, but oh, I fucked up here. Okay? All right. So, here we go. I need my glasses. If I can get them on. All right. Illusion and abuse. Once a person joins a destructive cult, for the first few weeks or months, they typically enjoy a honeymoon phase. They are treated as though they were royalty. They are made to feel very special as they embark on this new life in the group. Does that sound familiar? Yeah. Now, there are people with this disorder, or even the red pill environment, whatever, on social media, they're teaching people left and right how to fuck people over, okay? So not everybody's a narcissistic person, but if a narcissist is very much enmeshed with you, they are going to think that they really are in love with you. And it's not 100% real, because they don't know you yet and you don't know them. Okay, so anyways, when I read this, remember, this can be for family, friends, co-workers, big businesses, not just relationships. All right, they live in a fantasy world created by the group. I didn't have my Red Bull, y'all. Behavior control is the regulation of an individual's physical reality. It includes control of their environment, where they live, the clothes they wear, the food they eat, how they sleep, what jobs they have, and other rituals they perform. So if you're with, think about being raised in a narcissistic household, or even being in a relationship with a narcissistic person, moving you in to their environment quick and fast, getting you married really quick, bitching and moaning about the way that you dress, when they start to devalue you, they'll shame you into eating differently, or, just you got to work out, you got to go to the gym, you got to, and they'll body shame you and shit, right? Sometimes with the whole job thing, you know, I don't want you to work. You shouldn't have to work. You need to be able to stay home and take care of the house and burp, burp, burp. All right? If a member is not behaving specifically enthusiastically, they may be confronted by the leader and accused of being selfish or impure or not trying hard enough. So if you're not making your partner happy, of course it's your fault. Has nothing to do with their emptiness, nothing. It's not, it's always you, okay? So, and you're selfish if you want to do any self-care for yourself. Information control. I think I can read. Deny a person the information they require to make sound judgments, and they will become incapable of doing so. Outright lying, withholding information, and distorting information all become essential strategies. So this could be also isolating you from being reality tested by your friends and family if they ask you about the relationship, okay? People are not allowed to talk to each other about anything critical of the leader, yes. One time when I broke up with borderline flavor ex, he was like, do not talk about our relationship online. And I'm like, you don't get to tell me what to do. I do what I want. I do what I want. Oh, God. Fuck you, bro. All right. New converts are discouraged from sharing doubts with anyone other than a supervisor. So, hold on. People are told to avoid contacts with exes, ex-members and critics. So, my ex is crazy. You don't want to talk to them and figure out what, you know, really happened from their perspective. Now, I can say all day long about my, you know, perception of my partner, but I'm sure that he has a lot of crazy bullshit to say about me as well, okay? It's never one-sided. And this is only because I realize that. Back in the day, hail to the no, hail to the no. Okay. Let's continue. Dividing everything into black versus white. Let's see. Or us versus them. All that is good is embodied in the leader and the group. All that is bad is on the outside. So yes, it's, you know, 100% bad, my childhood. 100% bad, my childhood. 100% bad, you know, my teachers in school, they didn't give me the grades that I deserved. My bosses also, or exes, of course, right? Also, when you hear a narcissistic person talking about they're against a certain group, okay, it's either one side or the other, you know, and the other one is evil, right? I think they're all evil, but all right. Loaded language helps them learn how not to think and understand. They learn that understanding means accepting and believing. So you'll hear some rambling off gobbledygook shit that means a whole lot of fucking nothing. And if you hear somebody talking to you like that, just be like, okay, I'm gonna take a minute and try to digest what you just fucking said. And they don't want you to, because you're going to be like, once you get out of that environment, you're going to be like, what the fuck? What? You know? Or if you asked a question and they're rambling off something else that has nothing to do with nothing, don't feel embarrassed to re-ask. And if they tell you, well, I guess you're too stupid to understand, blah, 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 say, no, you're a motherfucking manipulative shit. That's what you is. Okay? All right. I also found this out when I was doing my studying on, you know, dabbling in my Jesus stuff, my Course in Miracles, self-study things, and I'm reading it, and it's a bunch of gobbledygook. So I started looking up if this is fucking cultish, and it is. So I'm just going to cherry pick the fuck out of it. And I think that people who follow religion, you should be able to cherry pick the fuck out of whatever. It does not have to be black and white. You do whatever you want that makes you happy and makes you feel good about yourself. Okay? Thank you. All right. Another key aspect that I'm stuttering now. All right. Of thought control involves training members to block out any information that is critical to the group. Yes. So you can't be around people who talk shit about your person. And of course, you know, anybody who leaves a cult, just think of a family as well. the family. They're ostracized. They are smeared. And the only way that you can get back in is if you're like, I'm sorry, you know, and you take full responsibility to get back in. You know that you have to do that with narcissistic relationships too. If they're not hoovering you, you know, saying, oh, I change, you're going to be wanting to get back together with them. And that's in here too, okay? And this is normal when you're getting out of these situations. You're going to be second guessing yourself because you were fucked in the head. Okay, let's see. The first line of defense includes denial. What you say isn't happening at all. You're telling yourself this, the rationalization. This is happening for a good reason. Or justification, this is happening because it ought to. And wishful thinking, I'd like it to be true, so maybe it really is. Now, somebody like me who's actually trying to be a better person, I'm going to second guess everything that I'm doing. So take you on a different level where you look up to your partner, your parent, your boss, your friend, whatever, you know, and if they criticize you and are critical of you or whatever, you're going to, you know, be like, oh shit, oh, you know, maybe I was wrong. And you're going to second guess yourself all the fucking time. If you see you're second guessing yourself throughout the whole, you know, relationship, work environment, whatever, second guess that, okay? Because I know that I'm not 100% wrong all the fucking time. I'm sorry. No. Okay. If information transmitted to a cult member is perceived as an attack on the leader, the doctrine, or the group, a defensive wall goes up. Members are trained to disbelieve any criticism. So yeah, if anybody comes to you saying that, oh, this is a terrible environment that you're in, you know, been there, done that, and I'm trying to warn you, you're going to be like, oh, I was told you were going to do that. I was told that you were going to say that. Okay? All right. Paradoxically, criticism of the group is used to confirm that the group's view of the world is correct. So just like I said, somebody comes to you and say, you know, this person is going to fuck up your whole life. And you're just like, yeah, I was told that you were going to say that, which confirms that you're crazy. Okay. Whenever cult members experience a bad thought, they use thought stopping to halt the negativity and center themselves, thus shutting out anything that threatens or challenges the cult's version of reality. So you can't come to your person, friend, boss, parent, or anything and be like, with anything bad and negative. Can't you just be positive? Can't you just, now I tell you guys, be grateful for the little things that your people do. Don't run at them and fucking negative. But that's not what I'm talking about. When you come to your person and you're trying to have, a conversation, and can we just have a conversation? Check the blame shift. check the blame shift, because we're not talking about the person who's coming to the other for the problem. We're talking about, how we can resolve this problem, not in us versus them, okay? So I'm always trying to be like, look, I ain't trying to cultify you. All right. These actions, it's time useful and valuable, thus become perverted in destructive cults. They also become quite mechanical because the person is programmed to activate them at first sign of doubt, anxiety, and uncertainty. So because you get shut down all the time trying to go to your person, with an issue, and you know that something is wrong. Your intuition is like, what? Now you are programmed, because you're always shut down, you are now programmed to never bring it up. You will become anxious, and you're not going to want to talk to your person about a goddamn thing. Or if you do, a fight is coming. And sometimes I've seen people, when they get anxious, they will sabotage the whole, I don't want to say relationship, but you're going to cause a fight because of your anxiety. This is usually cluster Bs. Okay. Thought stopping is the most direct way to short circuit a person's ability to test reality. Indeed, if a person is able to think only positive thoughts about their involvement with the group, they are most certainly stuck, since the doctrine is perfect and the leader is perfect. Any problem that crops up is assumed to be the fault of the individual member. It's your fault. They learn to always blame themselves and simply work harder. So you're going to be like, they're saying you're not doing good enough, or they're going to show you through their actions or pulling away. And you're going to think that you have to do harder. Please, please love me again. Love me again. Tell me I'm good. Tell me I'm doing a good job. Okay? Emotional control. Either you feel wonderful as a chosen member of the elite. I always say you should feel lucky that you're with me. Somebody really special and loved and part of a wonderful movement. Or you are broken, unspiritual, have bad karma, are guilty of overts. I don't know what that word means. Are sinful and need to repent. Try harder and become better, more devoted member. So this is the all or nothing thinking. Either you're lucky that I'm your partner and I'm tolerating your shit, and obviously we're going to be treating you well at times in the relationship, and then when you are not doing as you're supposed to, you're going to be criticized for it. You're going to be shamed for it. You're going to be pushed away for it. Okay? Now, fuck it, man. I've already done so many videos on why that we do these things. It just, shit like this makes me angry. Because you're not sitting in the womb reading all of this communist or Hitlery shit. Okay? It's fucked up. All right. Just excuse me. Okay. Fear is what can happen to you if you don't do your job well. And it can be very potent. Please feel your feelings. Please know how you feel when you're around this person. Are you in fear to talk to them about your day? Are you in fear of, their jealousy? Are you in fear of talking to them when they have angry or resting bitch face? Because that, they're gonna, maybe you don't know, but they're gonna get annoyed at you, that you're disturbing their peace because they're avoidance, and they can't come out and tell you anything. Now, I would tell my ex-husband all the time, look, motherfucker, okay? But some vajayjays, they won't come out and be like, I need a day to myself. All right. Happiness means following the leader's directions. Your happiness means doing what we say. My happiness means you doing what I say, okay? Loyalty and devotion are the most highly respected emotions of all. Members are not allowed to feel or express negative emotions except towards outsiders, okay? Ride or die, motherfucker. Ride or die, or my family is the best, everybody else sucks, right? They are taught never to feel for themselves or their own needs, but always to think of the group and never complain. It's almost like, you guys who've become the people pleasers. They are never to criticize the leader, but to criticize themselves instead. Leaders can and do tell people to avoid certain members or spend time with others. So this is when they dictate or start planting seeds that this friend is not good for you, or this friend is trying to hit on me and everything. You better get your friend away. And then it's, to isolate you so you're not with a friend, because they just want to be, have you all to themselves, even if they don't want to spend time with you. They want to be able to see you always. All right? Remember in my last video, I talked about tracking devices, GPS, shit on your phone without you knowing. You allowing that, that's one thing, but without you knowing. Remember, you can be coerced into them tracking you too. All right, people are often kept off balance, praised 1 minute, tongue lashed the next. Okay. Confessions of past sins or wrong attitudes is also a powerful device for emotional control. The minute they get out of line, it will be hauled out and used to manipulate them into obeying. It's payback. You treat me like shit, I'm going to throw your past in your face. Okay? Anything you say can and will be used against you in the narcissist court of law. All right. This device can even extend to blackmail if you leave the cult. Some of you have been through this. I have been through this. You leave a borderline man and they are going to threaten, blackmail, harass. Okay. All right. Members will have a panic reaction at the thought of leaving the group. They are told that they leave, they will be lost and defenseless, whatever. They're going to be lost out in the fucking dark horrors of the world. You can't survive without me. Some of you probably heard that, especially ones that are married. Members are free to leave at any time they want. Yes, we always say, leave, go. You don't have to stay. If you don't like the way that I'm treating you, go. But your mind is all, discombobulated and you're just like, but I love you. It's not love, honey. You're being brainwashed, okay? And it is unintentional and can have intentional elements to it when you are with an actual narcissistic person who is not a cult leading psycho. Okay. Then you get into the sexual sadism and shit. Oh my God. These people just love to get you to obey, and then sexual freedom, or you're special if I get to have sexy time with you. Okay? All right. To ready a person for radical change, their reality must first be shaken up. Their indoctrinations must confuse and distort them. Sleep deprivation is one of the most common and powerful techniques for breaking a person down. Now, know this, when you're in the beginning of a relationship with somebody, or and they want to talk to you all goddamn night, late, you're tired, they want to fucking talk to you, and then it's making you like, But this is where that they can plant suggestions in your mind when you are completely fucking tired, okay? Just think about the military. Boot camp, all right? Confession usually results whenever contradictory information is communicated congruently. However, if a person is kept in a controlled environment long enough and is repeatedly fed such disoriented language and confusing information, they will usually suspend their critical judgment and adapt to what everyone else is doing. This is something I read in the fucking book that I'm reading right now on A Course in Miracles. There's good shit in there on, taking responsibility, and being more kind and everything and forgiving people for past things. That's fucking great. But they have this contradictory shit all throughout. And when I'm reading it, I'm just like, what the fuck is this? Then I go watch a video on a teacher who's teaching it, and they're like, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. And they even say that they're trying to deconstruct your old thinking into a new way of thinking, but the new way of thinking is positive. I'm like, fuck you. Oh, fuck. No, but I'll cherry pick you, okay? All right. So, what else are we doing? Okay, a double bind forces a person to do what the controller wants while giving the illusion of choice. Us as parents, we do this with our kids. Do you want chicken nuggets or hot dogs? Okay. Also, you don't have to stay. You can go. It's the illusion of choice, knowing that you're going to be back. Have you ever heard, them say, you'll be back. You'll be back. You know why? Because you always go back. You always go back. And when you finally, it takes you a few times to break up with your narcissistic person. Seven. Or more, because you always go back. So we be dumbfounded to be like, why are you not coming back? So when I say that no contact is a powerful thing, if you stick to it, okay? As people are weakened, most cults bombard them with the idea that they are seriously flawed, mentally ill, or spiritually fallen. Yeah, no shit. But am I gonna ever let another fucking man try to fuck me over because of my mental health issues? No. So I guess we're fighting. Okay, my favorite. All right. Changing consists of imposing new personal identity, a new set of behaviors, thoughts, and emotions to fill the void left by the breakdown of the old one. Have you ever felt like you don't know who you are anymore? Because now you are resembling almost a carbon copy of them. Okay? So you probably never met anyone else who is absolutely convinced that they know what's best for you. This is like, parental fucking bullshit. God, there is so much in here, and I can't even get through it in a fucking half an hour. Shit.